Though the majority of the creatures on Krynn live their lives within 30 miles of their birth, the world is truly a vast and diverse place. Welcome to another DragonLance Saga episode. My name is Adam, and today we're going to talk about the different regions that make up the planet of Krynn. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, ring the bell, and you can further help the channel and pick up DragonLance gaming materials using my affiliate link in the description below. The entire geography of Krynn is not possible to convey concisely in one video, so I will provide a brief overview of the continents and regions of Krynn, and return in follow-up episodes to dive into even more detail. I will no doubt miss some regions, so leave a comment if there's more information you would like to see. The most commonly known continent on Krynn is Ansalon. Ansalon sits in the southern hemisphere of Krynn. It is surrounded by the Sirion Sea to the west, the Turbidus Ocean to the north, and the Courrain Ocean to the east. Its southern border meets with the South Pole and the continent of Chorane. The continent has changed greatly from the first to the second Cataclysm, so we will be focusing on the current timeline in the Age of Mortals. The continent is divided by the New Sea, Schallsea Straits, the Straits of Algoni, Miremier, the Blood Sea, the Bay of Balifor, and the Khurman Sea. It is composed of the following regions. Abyssinia has no official capital. Haven is its largest city. It is primarily populated by humans, dwarves, centaurs, and goblins. It's governed by a confederation of several states or tribes. It's composed primarily of a diversity of grasslands, hills, and forests. Balifor, the Desolation, also has no official capital. It is populated primarily by humans, kender, half-elves, half-ogres, and goblins. It is governed tribally. This region was transformed by the dragon overlord Malastrix from deserts, grasslands, and farmlands to barren wastelands. The Blood Sea Isles' capitals are Seareach, Lakinos, and Laupethis. They are populated primarily by humans, minotaurs, and Kyrie. They are governed by republic, feudal, and empiric governments respectively. Though the first cataclysm split the isles from the mainland and caused a never-ending storm to ravage the Blood Sea, the second cataclysm calmed the storm and life is made primarily through fishing and trade. Estwild has no capital and is populated by humans, goblins, ogres, giants, centaurs, and hill dwarves. It is governed tribally. It consists of dry grasslands, rugged foothills, pine forests, and high mountains. It was populated by 3 dragons in the early Age of Mortals. Goodland, the Desolation, has no capital. Its population consists of barbaric humans, kender, ogres, goblins, draconians, and sligs. This region was also terraformed by the great dragon overlord Malastrix from a mild region of forests and plains to a wasteland. Hylo has its own capital of the same name. It's populated by kender, humans, goblins, and ogres. It is governed by a democratic oligarchy, also known as Kenderhome. It is well guarded by the Sentinel Mountains in the west and the Straits of Algoni to the east. Icereach has no capital. It is populated by humans, Thanoi, draconians, and white dragons. Though it is a vast frozen landscape of an immense glacier with freezing climates, it's claimed by twin dragons in the Age of Mortals. Caerlease's capital is Alsip. It is populated by humans, dwarves, and ogres primarily. Its governments are dictatorships and small independent tribes. This land was transformed by the dragon overlord Berelinthrinox, but in its absence has been repopulated. Ker's capital is Khurikhan. It is populated by nomads, goblins, and ogres. It is governed by independent khanates. Its diverse terrain consists of coasts, deserts, mountains, and forests. It ranges from being perpetually dry and warm in the winter to blisteringly hot in the summer. Naraka's capital is Jellic. It's populated by humans, ogres, hobgoblins, and draconians. It's governed as a dictatorship and tribally. This region was once the center of all evil during the Age of Despair. It has now lost its prominence in the Age of Mortals. Nightland has no capital. It is populated by humans, draconians, and the undead. It has a republican government. The eternal twilight of this region Takhisis laid down to conceal Lord Soth is now gone in the Age of Mortals, and the sun now shines upon this gloom-ridden land. Nordmar's capital is Northkeep. It is populated entirely by nomads. Its governments are feudal or tribal. Once a seat of the Red Dragon Army, it was assaulted by Shadow Wights in the Chaos War and seized in part by the Black Dragon Morlex. Northern Ergoth's capital is Gwynd. It's populated by humans, barbarians, goblins, ogres, dwarves, and kender. Its governments are feudal with an elected senate and tribal. This region has benefited from the massive influx of immigrants and returning Knights of Solamnia during the Age of Mortals. The Plains of Dust have no capital. It is populated by humans, centaur, Thanoi, and goblins. Its government is a republic. With Takhisis' theft of Krynn at the dawn of the Age of Mortals, its climate has shifted and much of its vegetation is gone. Qualinesti has no capital. It is populated by humans and goblins and has a military dictatorship as a government. Once a home of elves, the Age of Mortals saw the exile of its old inhabitants and an influx of militant brigands. Sancrist's capitals are Mount Nevermind and Castle Uthwistan, respectively. It is populated now by humans and gnomes who have a republic and feudal government. The dragon Purothraxus now dwells within Mount Nevermind, and the gnomes bring tribute and study him. Schallsea's capital is its own name. It is populated by humans and has tribal and theocratic governments. It became the center of mysticism and contained the Silver Stair, where individuals could confront themselves in the god's eyes. Sylvanesti's capital is Sylvanost. It is populated by minotaurs and has an imperial government. This ancient ancestral home of elves has been under torment since the War of the Lance. Recently, it succumbed to a minotaur invasion. Solamnia's capital is Salanthus. It is populated by humans and dwarves. It has a republic and monarchy government. It was hit hard by the Dragon Purge as Kelendros changed its northern area completely. Southern Ergoth's capital is Daltagoth. It is inhabited by ogres, elves, humans, Thanoi, draconians, and white dragons. It is governed by a draconic overlordship and feudal systems. It was transformed from rich plains and woodlands to a realm of perpetual winter. Teir's capital is its namesake. It's populated by draconians and humans. It has a civilian government. It has heavy forests and grasslands. The draconians created the city to have some autonomy over their own lives since their service to the Dark Queen is over. Thoradin's capital is Zakar. It is a dwarven population with a monarchy government. Once it was the mightiest dwarven nation, but it was conquered and renamed until the Age of Mortals. Now the dwarves are rebuilding its former power. Thorbardin's capital is Zakhalas. It is populated by dwarves and features a republic of thanes that is led by a high king as a government. It is much larger than many surface realms containing cities, warrens, and an underground sea. Throttle's capital is its namesake. It is populated by hobgoblins, goblins, ogres, and trolls. Its governments are anarchy and a monarchy. The nomadic raiding cultures were benefited by the refugees during the Second Cataclysm. 1,000 miles south of Ansalon, in the southern pole of Krynn, is Courraine. There are many small crevasses that lead to the underground civilization, but the most prominent access point is a 175-foot wide crevasse called the Crack, or Amesh's Rent, in the tundra that is nearly a half a mile long and over 7,000 feet deep. At its base is a lake of crusted-over molten rock. Most of the Crack's inhabitants live between 2,000 to 3,400 feet below the surface. There are 5 different kingdoms that live there, consisting of Kender, humans, and dwarves. It is governed by theocracy, dictatorship, and representative systems. The Spine of Taladas is located between the continent of Taladas and the undersea kingdoms of the Dargonasty. The central island of Schallsea is the home of the Irida ogres. The population of the isles consists of ogres, humans, and Bolandi. The islands are noted for their warm climate and rich and exotic vegetation. Vorm is the southernmost island. It suffers from frequent volcanic activity and is populated by a family of red dragons. Odith is a small island with an active dormant volcano and is populated by the undead, rocks, and an old amphidragon. Abshu was once part of Odith. It is uninhabited beyond failed attempts to mine its precious metals, having met their end by ogre raiding parties. Chandian is the northernmost major island. An ancient home of minotaurs, it is now inhabited by ogres, Mishta, and Bolandi. Little Taladas is a tiny mountainous jungle island inhabited by ogres. Fedrin is the most dangerous island. It has a large population of ogres and is marked with a massive and dormant volcano. The ogres have a 4-clan-styled government. Finally, Schallsea is the greatest island and home of the Irida ogres before the Cataclysm. It is composed of a thick rainforest that is nearly impassable on the ground. They are governed by monarchy and tribally. Anaitha is said to be a legend, but it does in fact exist. Though it is cloaked from the world by its powerful Irida magicians, it is said to be nearly identical to Schallsea. Watermere is the vast undersea kingdom of the Dargonasty. They are governed by a clan system. It is made up of sandy undersea valleys and massive coral reefs. Takaluras is the capital. The Tomb of Ships is a vast graveyard of shipwrecks and is the home of an ancient evil yet to be revealed. The Oracle lives in a cave in northern Watermere. She is protected by an ancient sea turtle and is sought out by visitors for her knowledge and wisdom. Taladas lies in the northern hemisphere of Krynn. It was torn apart by the Cataclysm and consists of the following regions. Northern Hosk, the largest of the lands, consists of 3 principal areas: the Tamir, Panak Desert, and the Ringed Mountains. The Tamir is a gently rolling plains dotted with low-rising mountain ranges and scattered areas of dense woodland thickets. It is populated by humans and elf tribes and goblins. The Panak Desert is an eerie badland scoured by bitter winds, gravelly plains, and miles of ice-crusted bog. It's populated by humans with no actual government. The Ring Mountains are a combination of old and new mountain ranges, whose lava flows created the brilliantly smooth fields of the Shining Plains. It is dotted with still active volcanoes. It's populated by dwarves, ogres, humans, and gnomes. Their governments are tribal, republican monarchies. The Tide Run separates northern and southern Hosk. It is a great estuary populated by humans and minotaurs. It has one city called Rudil, which is a seaport. Southern Hosk is the second largest landmass in Taladas and the most civilized. It is the home of the Imperial League of the Minotaur Cities, the kingdoms of Armagh and Thenol, and the thunderous mountains of the Steam Wall. The Imperial League of Minotaurs is all that is left of the Empire of Arin, the greatest wonder of the world. It is populated by minotaurs, elves, humans, gnomes, and dwarves. It is governed by a monarchy. It consists of 5 provinces: New Stirlia, the capital of the empire; Erigala, along the Tide Run; Okami, the forest region; Highvale, along the edge of the New Mountains; and the Conquered Lands, the most recent addition, one that presses close to the borders of Thenol. The 5 provinces are traditionally recognized by their 5 great cities. These are Christophan, Triloman, both in New Styria, Vinlands in Hyvel, and Morgad and Thera, both in Erigala. New Styria is known for its wide plains of farmlands and its pearl beds of the coast. Erigala is populated by the Children of the Sea, a mysterious result of ancient visitations from the depths. Okami is known for its thick forests and the remnants of the Holder folk who have been forced to move away. Hyvel is dotted with old fortifications of battle. With their eyes on the Thenol, the old creatures have returned from their exile to their original haunts. The conquered lands consist of fortressed settlements by pioneers ready to defend themselves. It's populated by Hundrafolk, goblins, ogres, dragons, and their riders. Armok is a country of refugees. It is populated by elves and humans. They are governed by a confederation of tribes. The elves defined a class system quickly with the native humans, and as they are a band of the Great Armada, blown off course, they see other races as inferior. Thenol is the largest nation, but also the bleakest. Its capital is New Aurum. They have expanded their borders inland, but stay away from the forests and oceans primarily due to their lack of skill in those terrains. Their armies are focused on the legions of the League. Thenol is governed by a puppet king. Blackwater Glade is a broad drainage basin. It's populated by humans and Bakali. They are governed by a tribal system. The glade is a primeval swamp that is avoided by nearly everyone. Even the humans that live there stay to the edge of the glade. The Steamwall Mountains are an uninhabitable land to humans and elves. The gas and ash from the volcanoes form hellish gases and form clouds that rain toxins. It is populated by hobgoblins, kender, and dwarves. Neron consists of great untracked wilderness. It contains lush jungles and dangerous mountains. The fisheries are a group of subtropical islands, barely above sea level. The shorelines are thick mangrove swamps, amid which rise silty mounds of dry land. They are populated by humans, hobgoblins, goblins, and elves. Old Aurum consists of gray and dust-choked lands caught under the poisonous clouds blown from Hittical. It is populated by hobgoblins and draconians. It's rumored to contain an ancient dragon graveyard called the Field of Dragons. The Rainward Isles are covered with gloomy pine forests and craggy outcroppings of rock. The islands are gray lands, usually cold and misty. They are populated by humans, dwarves, and kender. They're governed as a confederation of tribes. Hittical is known as the kingdom of Hitta, the merchant, evil god of corruption and lies. It is populated by gnomes. They dwell in the Spire Mountains of Hittical. They are ruled by a hereditary king. Shaped like a gigantic volcanic cone, Hittical divides into three main regions. The outermost is the towering mountains that form the wall, separating Hittical. Within the ring of the spires is a second region, the Cooling Land. At the very heart of Hittical is the third region, the Great Lava Sea. It is a churning cauldron of molten rock, fluid like water, though thicker than molasses. And that is a quick overview of the planet of Krynn. I hope you enjoyed the information. Did you have a favorite region? Perhaps a favorite continent to play in? Did I leave anything out that you feel needed to be included? Or is my information incorrect in any area? Leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and like this video. You can support this channel and pick up some DragonLance gaming materials by using the affiliate link in the description below. This channel is all about celebrating the wonderful world of the DragonLance Saga, and I hope you'll join me in that celebration. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with DragonLance Saga, and until next time, remember, women, it happens to all of us.